remember when Mexico was going to pay for the bill for the border wall?
Yeah.
So there's apparently been a change of plans. The White House resident tweeted that because of how much money the military got from the $1.3 trillion spending package, we should, quote, build the wall through M. Now, two advisors confirmed that the M does not stand for Mexico, but it stands for military. So is this where he's trying to get this wall built?
Yes.
Do it. Put your hand in your pocket, build the wall yourself.
Right?
You got the money, build the wall. You want the wall, build the wall. Stop trying to get the... You know, Mexico told you they're not going to do it. We already told you. Taxpayers said, we're not building that. You said Mexico was doing it. So you should do it. What do you think?
You know what? You know who should pay for it? Michael Cohen. He should do a personal little amount of money. And make a check, Michael.
Take a lien on that house. Anthony, I have a question. Every day we ask.
Stormy Daniels settlement. I don't know.
Well, we ask all the time, will this be the thing that, this is going to get him every time? I've heard, when you read into this, the wall could be something, if he does not get this built, that actually ticks off the base.
You think so?
I think it hinges on this wall. I think a lot of people voted for him on this wall.
Nothing will change the base.
Not the wall. No, well, I don't think it'll be an affair. I think these are more issues that his base, the ones that voted for him, claim matter.
Some of the conservative pundits have broken from him, like Ann Coulter, over the wall. But I don't think that the wall, whether it gets built or doesn't get built, affects the base. That's just my opinion.
You don't think that if he doesn't get it built, that they won't?
Because if you guys step back from the Twitter, some of the style, some of the personal stuff, and you step back, a lot of the stuff that the president promised, he did. Whoopi's laughing, but he did execute on.
You mean like Neil Gorsuch, for example?
Okay, that's a very good example.
Mitch McConnell had to change the rules of Congress to get Neil Gorsuch in there.
Because we're living in such a nasty, polemical society now where we're bashing each other's heads in. There's no consensus anymore. The people are either far to the left or far to the right, and they're dialed into news channels that confirm their own biases. And so what's happening now is we're moving away from a consensus society.
Right. The president?
So let me name three things that he's done. You may not like all three.
One at
but
a
let me
time,
name three.
please, so I can interrupt.
So I can interrupt.
Tax reform.
What?
Tax reform, deregulation.
Tax reform, we'll see
he has
how
a new
well that
game
works.
plan in the Middle East and the North Korean peninsula.
The Middle East thing with his plan to upset the Iranian deal could backfire big time in the Middle East. So I'm not sure that that's a great idea.
I think what's going on in North Korea, all Americans.
The Chinese are taking care of North Korea.
And tax reform is going to hurt the little people. Tax reform is going to help his people and people that are billionaires and multimillionaires, but not the base.
Sonny, the data doesn't suggest that. Because
which data are you reading?
Let's look at the data. You've had, let's argue about the jobs numbers, but let's say it's 2 million, because that's the midpoint between the argument.
That was going up during Obama.
Let's talk about the wages.
All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. We'll be right back. So the Stormy Daniels scandal is still biting the White House in the backside, but the press secretary, Sarah Sanders, thinks they've said all they need to say about it. Take a look.
Why the silence? Is someone advising him to be silent, or is he following his own advice?
I don't think it's silent when the president has addressed this. We've addressed it extensively. There's just nothing else to add. Just because you guys continue to ask the same question over and over and over again doesn't mean that we have to keep coming up with new things to say. We've addressed it. We've addressed it extensively, and there's nothing new to add to this conversation.
So, and you were the communications director for a while. What do you think they're handling this well? Is it servicing
a fabulous day to be on the show?
Perfect for you.
Well, I'm a huge fan of hers. I only did 3 things in the White House when I was there. I got the lights and cameras back on.
Right.
We permanentized Sarah's position as press secretary. And I hired a hair and makeup artist, which I thought I needed. So, but as it relates to this, I think it is the best strategy because the president.
For him to keep his mouth shut?
Well, yeah, I do, because I think the president is a Duraflame log, and anytime you throw him on a fire, it blows into the stratosphere, and so I think that's the best strategy. And so if I was inside the room with them, they made a statement about it, and I would let it go from here.
But it sounds like they actually made a statement about it.
They have. They denied it.
But I think
I'm sorry, who denied it? Because I haven't heard him say it. Because usually, you know, he'd be like,
right,
you know, this is fake news, and I saw her funny face and blah, blah. He'd be tweeting the hell out of this, and he hadn't said jack boo about this. So I'm wondering if there's actually, everybody else has denied it.
Right.
Are they waiting to get direct?
I think there's one other strategy that you could deploy here where he issues a statement from him and the First Lady that we're taking our personal life off of the table here. I think you could potentially do that as well.
But legally, that could get him in trouble if he says something that is proven later that it's not true.
I think it's too difficult of a situation.
Defamatory statement, perhaps?
I wouldn't be saying anything.
Yeah. But he says that he talks about everything. Alec Baldwin makes fun of him. He calls him Alex Baldwin. He doesn't even know his name. But he makes fun of him. Every time somebody says anything, he's on there.
He's a
it's a little bit suspicious this time. And you say it's because he's protecting himself. But I think it's because he knows it's true.
I think it's a combination of things, but I think it's the expiration of the news cycle. I think what ends up happening is, and there's like this great website, 2 weeks ago news.com or something like that. What happened 2 weeks ago was very sensational 2 weeks ago, but we're not talking about it today. And in 2 weeks, we'll be talking about something different.
I don't think this is going away anytime soon. This is an important issue for the American people.
Maybe not, Sonny, but the American people are going to have to make a decision like they've made in Europe and other places where there's electoral politics. Do the candidates' personal lives matter?
Well, it seems to matter when it seems, and then maybe I'm crazy, but it does seem to matter more when it's a Democrat. It seems to be more focused when it's a Democrat.
Well, it also matters, though. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, you're a lawyer. Doesn't it matter if the president and his people broke campaign finance laws? That's more than breaking your vow to your wife, which he's also apparently done.
Right.
What about that?
All right, so let me take both questions. So the first question, this is the reason why I'm no longer there, because I like telling people the truth. There's a level of hypocrisy that goes on in politics. And so what you're referring to is 20 years ago, President Clinton had an issue. They blew it out of epic proportion, and they were throwing morally righteous thunderbolts at him.
Remember, he did the same thing with Hillary by bringing in her husband. So it's a little shorter than 20.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but I'm actually... Okay, but I'm actually giving you... I'm actually giving you the point. I think the thing is completely hypocritical. You either, it's on the table and it's fair game for everybody, or it's off the table and it's off the table in a bipartisan way. And so I think the country's getting there now, though, where they're sort of anesthetized by these scandals. And so,
let me interrupt you. Do you think they would be anesthetized by the scandal if it was Barack Obama in the middle of this?
No.
The Republicans?
I can answer that for
you. The Republicans? Absolutely
Okay.
not. This is my point. It's very hypocritical what is going on. Again, this is why I get in trouble, because I like telling you the truth. It is very hypocritical. You should be completely dialed off or completely dialed on. It's one or the other. And but for me, I'm just saying, in other countries, we've taken the personal issues off the table.
Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.